her national pageant.
Hello, Adam.
Hi, finally. Oh my gosh, you look so amazing right
Oh,
now.
thank you. I did a bit of a change. I had
Oh,
a
you did?
Spanish
You were just
base.
wearing green earlier.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I had a Spanish base live like 30 minutes before this one. But hello, this is the beauty of actually being in a beauty pageant. You get to do your hair and makeup in less than 10 minutes.
So how do you feel that, you've been doing that? Doing all
Amazing. I think that
experimenting with different looks and styles.
I've learned like every step of the way, through Clark Ivor, Idelfonso, Adrian Ortiz, who are the makeup artists of the organization, because we're trying to reinforce every single area so that we can have that universal look that Puerto Rico wants to have this year.
Yes, that's a good training or practice for your upcoming pageant.
Thank
Wait,
you.
before we begin, before we proceed with our interview, can we greet a lot of our followers who are tuned in? I think most of them are your followers. I
Yeah,
didn't
and
know
and
that she
I
could
would
speak
also like to
English.
say thank you to all of the people who are connecting from the Philippines, from Puerto Rico. I see some here from Colombia, also joining from Venezuela. Binimbing, hola Michelle, hola. The winner Miss Universe is Michelle. Thank you so much.
Yes,
This is
thank you guys.
the most gratifying part of being the representative of your whole country in a beauty pageant, that you get to have this connection with your community.
Exactly. Just like here in the Philippines, the platform of beauty pageants there in Puerto Rico is also massive. Everyone, is listening to you on what you have to say, right?
Amen. That is our
Especially on the
power.
causes. Yes, that's your power. That's your superpower. Everyone just wants to hear your voice about any issue, advocacy, causes that you would like to talk about. There's one comment actually here which really amuses me from Nordic Season. He says, I didn't know she could speak English very well.
Oh
Like
my
what?
God, yes. I actually love speaking English. I would even say it's my first language, since I was in an American school from first grade to eighth grade, American Military Academy from eighth grade till I graduated. So, American based, all of my education, I love speaking English. And when we are based on Miss Universe, which is the language in which we all get to communicate our messages better. So I think that, yeah, I am very proud to get to speak English to all of you guys.
Yes, that's good. That's good. At least we could at least for this interview, we could really understand and communicate well with
Yeah,
one
that's what I'm
another.
saying. We get to
Yeah.
communicate better.
Yes. And a lot of people are finding you very beautiful with your look right now. Um,
Thank you. Hey
I and
guys,
my
remember
sister.
to follow me as Michelle Maricolon, and also the organization M Universe PR. Be sure to follow those so that you can also know my trajectory, on just oh my God, Adam, 4 weeks away from Miss Universe.
I know,
Oh my
right? I know, right? So there's another comment here. You will be the winner.
Amen.
As early as
Amen.
now, she is professing you
Focused.
will be the winner 4 weeks from now.
No,
Love,
thank you, Joanne.
love
Focus.
from,
That is all focus and discipline.
oh, someone is watching us from Nicaragua. Or
Yeah.
let's greet some of them before we proceed with our interview.
Of course, from the Philippines. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Mabuhay.
someone's asking as early as now. Okay, without mincing words, any gown hints?
Oh my god. Hey. I cannot have problems with my organization, but hey, you didn't specify which gown. It can be evening gown, national gown. So I'm gonna leave that up to you because you didn't specify.
No, I understand the secrecy. Here in the Philippines, we also operate on surprises, last minute
Yeah.
surprises.
Well, I'm gonna give you the surprise that in the Philippines, you guys are very distinguished too.
Exactly. There's so many. Oh, love. Hi from New Jersey. So many people are
Oh,
watching
New
us from around
Jersey.
the
Hi.
world.
Thank you for being connected. Oh my
Full
God, I see here
package.
Joy. Joy. Thank you. Gracias por siempre estar presente.
Oh,
Thank you,
oh my
Puerto
God.
Rico. Está orgullosa de ti. Puerto Rico is proud of you. Thank you, Roxanne. The best.
And
She is
this,
Netnet's Miss Universe.
yes. From J Melody, Michelle is a special woman with a great heart.
Thank you.
Uh,
That to
you
me
know,
is the most, I would say, symbolic and gratifying thing about being Miss Universe Puerto Rico is that us as Puerto Ricans, we unite through our differences in those difficult moments. And of course, in those moments where we glorify all of our biggest goals. And I think that having all of my Puerto Ricans here present just reaffirms me that I just want to be in Israel right now.
oh my gosh. I could totally feel your excitement from where I'm sitting here right now. For sure, you must have done your research about your host country. I mean, learning some
Hey, we're even
Israeli
visiting
words.
Jerusalem. We're even visiting Jerusalem, Eliad. So I think that having that connection with nature, and also I have a great grandfather who was Jewish. And, having that ancestral history where, from Jewish, then he went to Dominican Republic. And from the Dominican Republic, my grandmother, my mother, where I was born in Puerto Rico. So having that connection also from the Caribbean to, that part of the world is going to be very intriguing to me.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, for sure. You can't wait to be there. I mean,
I
for sure, you've been WhatsApping with your sisters as early as now, sharing your how you can contain your excitement as early as now. So, talking to you right now, how does it feel how does it feel since the moment you got crowned exactly a month ago, right? At least here in the Philippines. This is already October 21, 31
ah,
month.
I haven't really thought about how it has been 1 month. Oh my goodness. And I am ready to now go to Miss Universe. Like, it's crazy. But as I say this, I have been enjoying every minute of it. I am creating memories, being Miss Universe Puerto Rico, having a foundation. I have my own foundation, and now I am intercalating all of the projects that I have made with different organizations here in the island, with projects that I want to bring more into my social medias so that everyone around the universe can actually be a part of it. And I think that I am connecting even more with my community, with my followers. So, above it being an honor, I'm so grateful.
True. And I feel like, ever since you got crowned, you've been doing a lot of activities
Yeah.
nonstop, whether it's, yeah, as you said, whether it's for your community, events, public appearances, and you even met the reigning Miss Universe, Andrea Mota, a
Yes.
few days ago. Can you tell us more about it? Did you
Oh my
expect you would meet
goodness.
her this soon?
It was such a great experience. And hello, we are Latinas. Andrea Mesa, she represented Mexico. I am going to represent Puerto Rico. So we also communicated in Spanish. It was something very beautiful because those four queens, we all admire them so much because not only they represented their countries above all in that last edition of Miss Universe, but I think that they are so genuine, they're so true to their authenticity, and they really affirmed to me that that is what is going to really drive you to all of your goals, being true to yourself no matter the circumstances, and just being that focused in your goals.
And you know what? I felt like you both had a special moment there because both of you were wearing yellow. so
Yeah,
I
oh
don't.
my
So I
goodness.
think
I
it's a
love that
sign.
also. Like we were connected in some way in the universe.
That's nice, right? So for sure, how
Yeah.
were you able to spend that day with her the whole day?
I was not. I had actually other reunions with our sponsors. I also had to prepare because, they're living the luxury life right now because they already participated. And I'm going to participate now. So it's my time to actually stay very focused on my preparation and just admire them for actually being the women who were confidently beautiful and an inspiration to me.
Oh, that's nice. So Now that we just talk about Andrea, how do you feel that a lot of people, not just your fans from Puerto Rico, but also around the world, are saying that you are such a strong contender for the upcoming Miss Universe pageant?
It just reaffirms to me the purpose that I have, not only with my representation, but also in my future. I want to be a servant leader through change, through my projects that I have planned for different communities, different opinions, points of view, because I believe that through our differences, we can truly unite. And being Miss Universe and bringing this aspect that we should truly unite in moments in which circumstances touch our lives and we are not prepared to actually be alone, we have the whole world with us. And being Miss Universe, I can actually be part of that transformation and that union.
Girl, you know what? Even if I'm just asking simple questions to you, the way you talk, you make it like a Miss Universe final Q&A worthy
Aw,
level. I
thank
swear, I'm
you.
not I'm not I'm not I'm not here to flatter you or pull your leg, but it's just I'm just amazed. You just don't speak good English. You sound so eloquent, and not just
Thank
eloquent,
you.
but you have charisma when you speak, which pulls in a lot of people
Thank
on
you
your
so
side.
much, Adam. And I think that it is so important to, and I always say this, we need to connect more heart to heart because everybody can speak. Some people hear, but not listen. And it is when our emotions and our heart to heart conversations can bring us into this energy that we are transmitting right now. So I am very honored that you share that with me.
You know what? I feel like, if I were sitting as a judge, I mean, if I were part of the selection committee this year, I would already give my vote to you as early as now because, like, oh my God, it's like, you're giving me answers straight from the stage of Miss Universe. So
Hey,
I'm,
oh my God. Well, that is a good call then. We are only 4 weeks away.
you
So,
know,
amen. Amen.
that's
That
good.
just
That's good.
demonstrates
I
the
mean,
focus.
wow. I mean, considering that you've just been crowned a month ago, like the level of your communication skills
Thank
for
you.
these upcoming pageants, just wow. So, I would like to ask now, since getting crowned, what sort of messages have you been getting from your audience?
Oh my goodness. So many messages of that Afro proudness and that visibility that I wanted to accomplish being Miss Loisa because it was the first time that in my hometown we were crowned Miss Universe Puerto Rico. So it was not only something historic, but oh my goodness, I even have a photo of a little girl with the band of Miss Loisa 2033. So it was something so touching, so heartwarming to see that I actually inspired a new generation to believe more in themselves. I have received a message that I've inspired a certain community, a certain family, even having that voice to fight towards gender violence. I visited the cancer center this past week and just bringing that light to all of them that we have that mentality of positivity, of just simply, having faith in the future. I think that you truly serve your purpose in this life. And those are the messages that I have been receiving, not only being Miss Universe Puerto Rico, but having that visibility that I so wanted and dreamed of being.
You know, I like that you mentioned about visibility. Yes, as I research more about you, you're the first Afro-Latina to win Miss Universe Puerto Rico and the third woman of color to win the title after Zulika and Kiara from
Yeah.
2018. So, how do you feel that your country is slowly making huge strides when it comes to beauty and inclusivity?
I think this is something that everybody will know. It is a famous quote, but beauty is true to the beholder. There are different types of beauties, different beauty standards, there are different skin tones, body types, even hair textures for a reason. so that we can appreciate all of the appearances that make who we are. You know, it is something so beautiful when we connect so many places and, of course, I would say cultures in Miss Universe, because we get to respect and compete with the same purpose, which is just to be the best embodiment of what a truly confidently beautiful woman can be in this world. So once you truly embody that, that all people can have a different aspect of what beauty is, but being a representation of that Afro-Latina is so important in today's society, because we truly see that a younger generation can start to believe more in themselves.
I like what you're saying. So from hearing your answer, do you think being relatable to your audience is crucial in making making a girl win in Miss Universe nowadays? The ability to relate, to identify with your audience.
I definitely, oh my God, I even had like a, I definitely believe that you should connect with not only your audience, but also with that aspect of actually taking into consideration different opinions, points of view, because you are the representation of the universal woman. So you not only encapsulate the traditions and the cultures from your hometown, from your country, but also the different countries that compose this world. So you do need to have that aspect very present, but knowing that you only represent what the future generation has to offer as an example.
That's nice, right? So, uh, you know, it's just that I'm really amazed at the level. I mean, at how you have been showcasing yourself so far. I mean, despite the odds,
Thank
despite
you.
your background, your hardships in life, you seem like a jolly person, with no excess baggage in life. At least you know how to probably hide it. At least you know how to not showcase it and put yourself together. So I've been wondering, like, outside your life in pageantry, who is Michelle Marie Collin? What situations in your life have led you to where you are right now? Or, like, what is the young Michelle Marie Collin dreaming as a young kid back home in her hometown in Loiza?
I would first like to say that me being, yes, this jolly person that you'll all see in this life, I was a little girl who suffered for many years of bullying because of the way that I looked, my skin color. I was always the tallest in my class. I was a bit overweight due to the age that I had, and I was always comparing myself to others. So it was not this personality that you all get to see. There was even not one single night where I don't remember going to sleep crying at the end of the day, because it was a process that I had to go through. And especially knowing that those negative comments that were being directed to me had to be redirected into something else. That's why Michelle, or me, is a person who has always been committed to helping others, because I've learned that that is where I found my purpose, my mission in life. I even created a foundation who bases on the philosophy that I went through. I got to learn who I was. I actually loved the person who, has these special talents, that physical appearance, and I learned to respect it and also empower myself at the end. In Spanish, that philosophy is conócete, amate, respétate, empodérate. Some who speak Spanish can know the process in which I just described, but it's knowing yourself, loving yourself, respecting yourself, and empowering yourself at the end. It's a process in which I went through, and I want to bring a light now in Miss Universe, because I know how hard that can be. But being in this position where I can say, if I could do it, so can you. It is something so important in today's society.
That's true. How do you feel that women like you competing for a crown are always subjected to a lot of assumptions, mostly negative?
Wow, we truly, as contestants, need to be preparated for those different opinions. But I believe that it is something so rare to see a person being actually confident with who they truly are, not taking into account the other person's opinions, because it is inevitable that that thing can happen. So I believe that you need to be really, really affirmative with who you are, you know, your essence, that thing that draws in personalities. I believe even talents, because when you know who you are, the possibilities are endless in this world.
Exactly, exactly. And it's up to us pageant fans to,
Yeah.
to really absorb everything that you all beauty queens, aspiring beauty queens have been espousing, talking about. And as you represent, there's no doubt that you really bring so much diversity and inclusivity to the table.
Thank you.
And ever since IMG took over Miss Universe, they have never forgotten to remind us pageant fans about it. Yet yeah, about inclusivity, diversity. Yet when you look outside the pageant scene, it still exists. So I wonder, my question to you now, what should every pageant fan, or not just a pageant fan, what should every individual know about diversity and inclusivity,
That it should be
that they should
accepted.
keep remembering, so that we won't so that we won't be, so we won't be having all these racism, gender inequality problem, or any issues that come after with this.
Definitely. But I think that it should be more accepted, having those conversations of differences that unite us, how I reaffirmed later on this live, and especially how those different cultures only shape the person who we are. And I even presided an organization in my university called International Students Association, in which we had people from even from Israel. I remember a Palestinian woman who was also in our organization, an Indian man. We have people from Panama, from Costa Rica, Venezuela, people from Puerto Rico who shared blood from different parts of the
Yes.
world. And I think that when we truly unite through our differences, it is something so important, uniting through our differences. Because every single human being by nature has their differences, and we need to truly respect that if we are going to be headed into a society that bases more on love and on respect. So it's only through us as pageant followers, as beauty queens, that we truly promote this message of inclusivity and of course diversity, in which we should all share and be proud of.
Yes, and I love that you're taking a proactive stance about it, because you're not just talking about it, paying lip service, but you are really empowering young girls or a lot of people in your community about it. So my take on this is that I hope there would come a time that we would talk about inclusivity and diversity, not just a standalone activity, such as for Miss Universe, but also, it should be part of everyone's way of life, don't you think?
Everyone's practice for their daily habits. That's why I mentioned that I was a president prior to even becoming Miss Universe Ruiz and representing my hometown. Because having those conversations of diversity, of inclusivity, of equity are so important, you know, to better foment our younger generation, future generations who want to be more united. And I think that just having this platform only reaffirms that that is something that I not only want to bring as Miss Universe, but also as a human being society contributing to that future that we all want.
True, true. And now, as I listen to your answer, don't you think as well that we should incorporate diversity training as early as kindergarten,
Of
so that we
course, I would
don't you
say
think
as
so?
early as possible. And even in Puerto Rico, we are talking about having a more broad aspect in education, even gender perspective. We are talking about how we need to have more conversations based on respect, on love, how I was mentioning earlier, and actually reconstruction the education system so that we can have I would say a more visible spectrum of what diversity and what we should accept as a society, because every day, you know, the world is changing. We are
Yeah,
accepting, I would say, more things that in earlier years wasn't accepted, but now during this generation are. And that is something so honored to be part of that transformation.
that's true. That's true. And I love that you have been taking, taking a lot of huge steps, actually a big step in implementing whatever you're preaching right now, because, I've been amazed at how you have been leading your care program.
Thank you. That's my
Yeah.
baby. That's my baby project.
So can you tell us more about it?
Wow, Kara was actually born through a very personal experience. How I verbalized earlier, I suffered many years of bullying. It was more verbal for many years. I would say that when we're in that adolescent stage and we have those negative comments being redirected onto us, we truly lack self confidence, that love within ourselves that we are trying to pursue every single day. I even had moments of depression, of anxiety, and I tried to redirect that attention into my community service. I started working with foundations like pediatric cancer, breast cancer, even with violence. I'm trying to think of it in Spanish, gender violence issues. And I think that once I redirected that negative energy into contributing for my community, for different societies, that's when I said I wanted to create a foundation, because not only do I want to bring this philosophy of getting to know myself and empowering myself at the end, but I've known the impact that I've had on so many young girls through my
Oh,
workshops, that simply changing that mentality and that our physical aspect are things that bring us value. No, no, no. It's what we carry in our hearts and our souls and in our mind that truly bring us to that success that we all are trying to bring upon in this life. So that is why I not only founded my foundation, but I'm also a servant leader being Miss Universe Puerto Rico.
wow. Wow. I'm glad. I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed at the level of stewardship, your philanthropic work
Gracias.
within just your scope. I love that you have been empowering little girls, to take an active stance about their lives as early as now. So I want to ask this: how can you empower young girls to become future leaders?
By not only being an inspiration to them, but actually serving as a hand when they want to walk the same path that you opened for them. And knowing that I had this impact representing my hometown, being the first Afro-Latina to win the national pageant of Miss Universe Puerto Rico, and knowing that now I carry that responsibility, being Puerto Rico and Miss Universe, I just know that, and I even have goosebumps right now, because it is
Yes.
such an incredible feeling when you not only get to see, but actually feel that they are believing more in themselves, in their physical appearances, and that only makes them an inspiration and an example for others in the future, because it is not only up to them that a change can actually be made in this world.
It's only now that I am realizing, given your answer, I now realize the power of pageants, the existence of pageants. Yes, the feminists will always talk about the sexism, the exploitation of you girls about pageants. But I realize now, as you talk about empowerment, empowering all these young little girls, I realize that these young girls need a lot of female role models in their lives as early as now in order to become leaders
They do. They
of their
need
communities.
representation. For me
And
personally, it was watching Michelle Obama. I not only had the same name as her, Michelle, but she had a program redirected towards dancing. She had a program called Let's Get Moving. And that's why I love the arts. I love dancing because not only was she our first Black lady, and hello, she sassed during those 8 years
Yes.
presiding with Barack Obama, but I actually saw that having that connection of representation with her made me want to reach out for my goals. Being Miss Universe Puerto Rico wouldn't have been made possible if I didn't have that example and representation when I was younger.
True. True. About empowerment and a lot of things as well. So I'm really amazed at amplifying your voice in talking about this. And it's just
Thank you.
sad that, as we keep talking about empowerment, female issues, there seems to be a gender inequality, between a huge gap between men and women in terms of equality in our society right now. So I wonder, why is it that there seems to be a double standard on women when it comes to achieving a lot of things like or let's just put it in the perspective of girls or women become more accomplished, people label them as aggressive. But when it comes to their men counterparts, people just accept it as a typical, as a normal way of life. So how do you think we could address that double standard?
I
That
think
women
that
not just being able to succeed, but also being well liked for their accomplishments.
specifically that's why the term businesswoman is becoming so popular even in songs. I love Nati Peluso's song who is called Businesswoman. She's an Argentinian singer. And I believe that I am sorry for that. If you can
No
hear
worries, no
the
worries.
ambulances, I'm so sorry. I'm like, wait, no, because this is going to interrupt on my very sentimental response. But knowing that actually when we have that message transforming, because it is a prejudice that was going on for many years, yes, women in, I would say, the 1950s or the 1960s, even years prior, we didn't have this mentality to stand up for what we believe in up to today's woman of society. Because by nature and excellence, we are entrepreneurs. We are businesswomen. I created a foundation with only 19 years old. So imagine that, actually knowing that I had the capacity to not only form a foundation, but create different projects, workshops, and even interact with different professionals and businesswomen who have also done the same and inspire different people in their communities to also aspire for their goals. So I know that being a woman in today's society is just an honor because we are marking something that is going to change, I would say, something in history for many years to come.
Exactly. And I think that's what Miss Universe is all about
Yeah,
nowadays.
we stand
Being,
upon on being confidently
yeah,
beautiful. That
yeah.
that is why it is our theme.
I can't believe that we've been talking a lot of hard-hitting topics in the past few minutes already. I'm really impressed by the answers that you have been given so far. So do you think, looking at you right now, do you think that Miss Universe winner, a potential Miss Universe winner, do you think that the girl herself should be knowledgeable about current issues, with, especially at this day and age? Because you seem to be a very sensible and smart woman based on how we have been uh, conducting this conversation so far.
Thank you, Adam. But I definitely do believe that being the representative of all the worlds that compose the universe, you actually
Yeah,
need to take into consideration different points of views, opinions, but of course, the way in which we all live life. We not only have different habits, but we also communicate, and I would say we configure ourselves in different ways. And we do need to know how in different societies in this world. We are managing our, I would say, climate change impact, our gender violence themes, and actually, being Miss Universe, you need to talk about all of these, I would say, problems that are going on in the world, because you're not only a voice, but you get to have this platform in which you can actually say, change something negative into something so positive for the future.
I'm glad that you mentioned about climate change, because I was also surprised when Paula Sugar in an interview earlier, as she is preparing for Miss Universe, because I
Yeah.
think she's in Israel right now along with the whole MUO team, for the upcoming pageant. I was so surprised that she included the green agenda
Yeah.
in one of
I
the,
actually
as one
love
of the
that.
topics to be discussed. What for you is the most pressing environmental issue that our generation is currently facing?
There are so many environmental issues that our generation is facing, but most importantly, I live in a Caribbean island. I'm sorry for the ambulance that just passed. I live in a
No
Caribbean
worries.
island, and we are so small that we're seeing our beaches disappearing, not only in Puerto Rico due to erosion and the earthquakes that have been going on, but also in parts like Florida. I've heard that in Miami, also beaches where some of my close friends are disappearing, their childhood homes. In Hawaii, also in Asia, like things in the world are becoming so aware to our daily lives that we truly need to take action today, because we so have a limited time on this earth that we do not know if tomorrow's contribution is going to be soon enough. That's why I am so honored to not only represent Puerto Rico, which is an island that climate, with the social aspect of climate change has been affected, but getting to actually know that I have the platform to talk for all the other places in the world, to me, it is so important.
I hope there will come a day that we could really address this environment issue. Because the reason why, of course, why we have climate change is because of what's happening in our planet right now, the pollution that all these factories are emitting, that is destroying our ozone layer. But
It's
then
a
I realized
horrible.
it's
Hey, people, please. I know all of you guys have been very into online shopping, but
yes,
hey, there are ports in need of people, of volunteers who actually need to revise all of that merchandise. And hello, there are ships in the oceans who are having a lot of oil spills, and that is affecting our marine life. So the more that we buy online and want to shop on, I would say, on big capacities, the more that we are affecting our planet. So if we can please support more local businesses here in Puerto Rico, I love that. Even though we are a small island, we appreciate every person's talent, and of course our businesses through, locally purchasing their products or simply being there, because I think that when we be there for our society, we can actually make a change for the better. And I just hope that all of you people in this life can actually know that I know buying online can be sort of fun, but please take more care of our environment. I've been actually learning to be more aware of that also.
yes. You know, it's also one topic that I'm still having a hard time reconciling everything, because we always talk about taking care of our environment, and you made that such a good example about it, about asking people to do less online shopping, and instead support more local businesses. So I wonder if we, let's say, if we just stop doing all these online shoppings, going to the malls, purchasing a lot of things, our economy would eventually get hurt. So I wonder, how would you reconcile protecting the environment without also not affecting the adverse effects or repercussions of what this could do to the world's economy?
Mhm. I do believe that the world economy was open to better interact with all of these different countries that want to bring new merchandise, or I would say a new product. But I think that the world is so advanced on its own that we can still have that international, approach and I would say change. But the change truly has to be within ourselves, because all of the countries in the world are designed to actually, stand within these, I would say, difficult times. During the pandemic, we had, this, I would say, this time in which we were all stuck in our homes, and we had to actually visualize how our future was going to play out. And if we wouldn't have supported all of those local businesses for the families that were trying to gather a little bit of money to reopen their businesses again, here in Puerto Rico, it was a thing that we were living on a day to day. And I just know that if every country in the world put into this exact, I would say, effort, I would think that there is a much better future, that in 7 years we can actually make for a better. And the development that we can also make is we can stay here talking for hours if we could.
True, true. I think, our world leaders should really start prioritizing giving solutions to environmental problems. Yeah.
I really
You know,
do. More conversations of change. It all
yeah. And,
starts with a change within ourselves and then in the world.
I'm just really amazed at how Miss Universe has been really at the forefront of being on a lot of these issues, not just, trying to gloss over it, but really trying to make meaningful conversations about it. It's no longer just a beauty pageant, but an event that allows people to talk about a lot of issues that affect our way of life. So yes, so there you have it. That we're nearing the end of my interview, and no doubt you've been healing your answers so far. I'm already envisioning you in the top five, and how
Really? Oh,
you
thank
answer
you,
will and
Adam. Thank you.
how you will answer on top five will determine your fate, if you will win
Amen.
or not. So um, now that you are Miss Universe Puerto Rico, you've got your dream job, and you have a whole new million followers rooting for you for your upcoming pageant. I want to ask, as one of my last few questions, what does it mean for you to represent your country at this time of the pandemic?
You say that, and my chest, it just fills up with love, so much respect for representing my island in these difficult times, because I was a representative for my hometown during those difficult times in 2020. And I had to really face, if I wanted to, carry that goal to touch time. But if I actually wanted to reaffirm that dream that I had when I was so young, of being the representative of that aspiring woman who always wants to achieve better. I believe that we are all destined for greatness in this world. And being Miss Universe, I know that I can encapsulate that idea so well, because it is not something that I went through, being, from a little girl being bullied for so many years to now the empowered and confidently beautiful woman that she is now. It is a process in which I know not only inspires so many little young girls, but it is a universal message that I know can change generations. So thank you.
I was supposed to make a follow-up question. My last question to end this interview. I would have wanted to ask you, why should you be the next Miss Universe? But I felt like you already gave your answer
But
with my
hey, you
previous
being a Miss
question.
Universe, you are a servant leader to your community, to different places around the world, but definitely being connected with your essence and your advocacy. My advocacy has always been connected with helping others through change, through my foundation, and being and inspiration to others, because I believe that when all of those are being balanced, you truly get to be an inspiring woman.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you. I
I can
kind of, I kind of,
already,
I
I can
also
already,
like, I gave you a little bit of the answer though. So,
I can already envision you saying that in the final word segment.
oh my God. But being a Miss Universe is so much to me. And I truly hope that during these last few weeks, I can not only represent Puerto Rico, Latinos everywhere, but also every single human being who wants to see a change in today's society. I want to be that voice, and I want to be that change.
Speechless. I won't say anything anymore. Like,
Hi, Adam. You're such a thank you. Thank you
Puerto
because
Rico, you really have a good candidate this year. My gosh, you should all go to Israel.
thank you. Amen. I will feel that they are going to be with me. And hey, I believe that when you have those positive energies, even people who pray for you, you actually do feel it. That's how I felt it with my hometown in that final night of Miss Universe Puerto Rico. And I have no doubt that it will be the same being in Miss Universe.
I'm not even a Puerto Rican, but I can feel I can feel your huge, huge chance of winning. My God, guys,
Oh
you don't
my
know the
God.
goosebumps that I'm feeling right now in my seat.
Oh
I'm trying
my
to be
God.
objective
Adam,
here.
I hope, are you going to Israel?
I wish I could, but I just checked the airfare. It's so expensive. My
Oh
God,
my
all my YouTube earnings will just go to the airfare alone.
No, we didn't give up too much. Oh my
But
God. But
yeah,
hey,
but
I was
hopefully
going to
it's
say
part of my
that.
bucket list to go to Puerto Rico. I'll probably go to your country in the near future. That's what I'm more interested, because I've been interviewing a lot of you girls since Madison's time, and I'm so curious to get to know more about your culture.
Oh my
Promise. I'm more
goodness.
interested to visit Puerto Rico than Israel.
Yeah.
If I have to be blunt about it, like, yeah, Puerto
Hey,
Rico.
hey, definitely. You need to come to Puerto Rico, La Isla del Encanto, but it has to be after Miss Universe. Remember, I
Yeah.
am focused on winning Miss Universe and moving to New York. That's what I'm
Yes,
focused on.
go. I
But
mean,
hey,
we're all for it. Go.
yeah,
So can
amen.
I ask one more question? Just a simple request.
Of
Can you
course.
shout your name? Do a country introduction by shouting your name and your country, like Michelle Marie Collin, 22. Oh, 21.
Oh my God. Hey, but you did it even better. Okay. I love when people give these types of requests because I even embody it. Michelle Maricolon, 21, Miss Puerto Rico. And I am so sorry for my landlord, my neighbors, because I shouted it out with all of the
No
passion
worries.
that I have in my heart.
For sure, they did not mind. I mean, you're doing this for your country, like like it's as if you just really did it out of nowhere. But you're doing this for a purpose. And you know what? For the past hour, I've learned so many words about you. You gave so many new meaning to words like encapsulate, visibility, purpose. Those three words are your keywords for your pageant. I'm
Thank you.
serious. And for sure, once the preliminary judges get to hear that, blown they'll be so blown away by it. So thank you
Amen.
so
Amen.
much.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much, Miss
Adam.
Michelle. I can't believe we've talked for almost an hour for this.
Oh my
That's how
God, it's
engaging you
true.
are as a subject. My
Hey,
gosh.
that is what a conversation heart to heart feels like. And that is why I'm so honored to have this space to not only chat with you, because I believe that this is our first live together, because we've
Yes.
chatted, but not actually
Actually,
seen face to face.
actually, I have a confession to make. when you were still a candidate, I purposely not invited you for an interview. I purposely not sought you for an interview because I knew you would win. So I would probably, and thank God I did. My hunch was right because had I done the interview with you before when you were still a candidate, I would no longer have topics to talk about for this interview. So I'm glad
For
that my
this.
hunch was right.
Oh, thank you. Everything, hey, how you mentioned, everything has a purpose. And
Yes.
maybe in that time, maybe your unconscious mind didn't know. But I think that this is why everything was aligned perfectly.
I certainly believe that because when I was trying to look at the Miss Universe Puerto Rico coverage, I really saw so many moments, defining moments, where you shone in those in a lot of activities. I just kept it to myself. I no longer made graphic leaderboards or video to announce that Michelle Collard from Loisa will win Miss Universe. I just kept it to myself, not to jinx you, so as not to jinx your chances of winning.
Okay.
So yeah. So sometimes
But
that's the
thank you
key.
so much.
I'm
And
thinking
Adam,
of no longer doing a final leaderboard for the Miss Universe pageant because I also don't want to make you feel, guys, that I'm ranking you girls from one to like this. So I'm just gonna, and the second part of it is that whoever ends up on my number one spot, I will no longer jinx it. So I will no longer do a
but
leaderboard.
hey, that
Yeah,
is a
sometimes.
pageant for you guys. Like mixology, pageant followers, like you
Yes.
guys also who follow pageants. It is your time, like, to play with us Barbies. Hey, that's what I say with my organization. Like, yes, do my makeup like I'm a Barbie, dress me up like I'm a Barbie, because it is that connection that we have with you guys, like our communities, our followers, that we actually like all get this adrenaline at this rush that,
Yes.
oh wait, like no, Miss Universe is going to be on, like we need to do our leaderboard. So hey, even being like a contestant, when I was younger I used to do those leaderboards too. So no worries,
Oh.
pageant fans only love when you guys do that. And it only, I would say, it only like puts us more into focus when we are on that top three. So to me,
Oh,
I've maintained my focus.
true. For sure, you'll never be leaving anyone's top three until December.
Amen. Amen. I am very focused. Of course,
Yeah,
with my
very focused.
essence, but also with what I want to bring to the universe.
Ah, I like that. My gosh. Thank you so much, Miss Michelle Marie Collin, for doing this interview. I would have wanted to talk to you longer, but I know we've been talking for almost an hour already. So thank you so much, Miss Brenda, for making this interview possible. Thank you so much, Miss Universe Puerto Rico organization, for allowing me to interview your delegate again. You really, Sir Clark, if you're watching this, you really have a great candidate right now. Wow, you
Yes.
guys really know how to pick a winner from Kiara.
Yeah,
Yay! From
Kiara,
Kiara
Madison,
up
and
to you right now.
Stefania. Ooh,
Wow.
all beautiful
Wow.
queens.
You're more than, yeah, you're not just going to maintain your country's winning streak in Miss Universe, but you could really be the next Miss Universe. Okay, I'm gonna stop my fanboying moment right now because I like, and there's so many girls out there that you still have
Amen.
to interview.
Amen. Guys, please be sure to follow me, because oh my goodness, Adam, thank you so much for expressing that message of love, because I've known you like through social media when I was representing my hometown, Loisa, and Miss Universe, or much I say my beloved town, because well, I was not actually, like born on Loisa as my hometown. But I believe that once I had that connection with a place so connected with nature, that's why I want to visit Israel, and most importantly, Eilat, because that connection with nature, with waves, I believe with the flora, the fauna, is something that connects me to my personality, and something that I want to bring light to that extension of myself. So it is something so important to have this space to not only verbalize where I want to be headed in this competition of Miss Universe, but also having that one-to-one with my community.
See? You just gave a Miss Universe level worthy of answer again.
Thank
Even
you,
I'm just
Adam.
already asking you a simple question.
There is no major word than thank you. It's just thank you, thank you, thank you. And to every single person also. I have no
Yes.
greater word. It's true than a thank you for the time, for the support, and for the love that you have shown me being Puerto Rico headed towards the universe. I know that I am not only focused, but I am so motivated to give it my all for Latinos and human beings everywhere.
So last question before we leave. Could you be your country's fifth, sixth Miss Universe title holder?
I am working day and night to not only bring that sixth crown of Miss Universe to Puerto Rico, but also demonstrate to all of the women of the world that we are capable beyond our circumstances.
Girl, you really have so many sound bites in this interview.
I know, that's why I wanted to
edit each one of those clips and upload it one by one on my social media. My God!
Yes,
from one
guys.
powerhouse to another. Thank you so much. Puerto Rico is really going to kill it in Miss Universe.
Thank you.
From one
Thank
powerhouse
you,
to
truly,
another.
Adam. Thank you so much. Guys, be sure to follow me, Michelle Maricolor. I am on my road to 100K on Instagram. So I believe that, having also this platform where we got to discuss so many things, you guys should also hop along to my account so that you can see what these 4 weeks are going to be like headed to Miss Universe.
For sure, it will be so intense, hectic, until the day of your departure for Israel. So thank
So
you so much,
exciting.
Miss Michelle. I'm really excited about your upcoming journey ahead. And mabuhay from the Philippines. It has been such a blast getting to know you for the past hour.
Thank
More.
you. Mabuhay, Philippines. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sending you virtual hugs and kisses all the way from my office here in Manila. Mwah.
Yes, and here from 10 p.m. in Puerto Rico, it's 10 a.m. there. So it's day and night.
Yes.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for the time and for your love, Adam. I really do appreciate it.
Stay safe and hydrated, Michelle.
As
Good
well.
luck on your upcoming journey.
Thank you, my love. Bye, guys.
Love you. Mwah. Take care.